It's day number 2 of my weekend. Have you seen this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game? Well, I'm hoping I can find more stuff this morning. Dude, I've walked through the entire place now, I think 3 times. They look like they're in pretty bad shape. Been a little dry. Disc is rough. So I want these 3.
Mort. Hey, Mort. 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 Hey, Mort. Go, Mort.
It's now day 2 of the weekend. Let's see what else is out there. I'd been wondering lately, I wonder why I haven't seen Amiibos in a long time. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to find some today, and that might be foreshadowing.
What's up, Mort?
What's up? I bump into another friend of mine, Mr. 8-Bits and Kicks. You got anything going on this morning?
I just found some controllers.
Don't worry, no injury occurred. Thank you. Dad joke.
Yeah, yesterday I scored all that for $48.
Holy cow. Where'd you find that at?
Yard sale weekend.
So you guys are eating steak for this weekend. Found this blue PS3 controller. It was broken. But you know what wasn't broken? My first find of the day. How much is this?
15.
Take 10?
Que si quieres 10 por este. Okay.
Yeah? Okay, thank you. These are kind of getting a little harder for me to find out there, especially in such good condition. I mean, this feels brand new. It was in that bag that was a used GameStop item, and whoever traded this in must have played it for 5 minutes at the most. I asked the vendor, do you have any other games coming out at the table? He said he had GameCube stuff, which I'm curious what that means. I'll be there. Hold on tight. So I continue to walk through the swap meet, and one of the things I find are these little figures that hold controller or a phone or something of that nature that are really cool. These are called Cable Guys controllers. I was at Target, months ago and came across this Master Chief Halo edition that lights on and is very cool. I saw this and thought, I don't like toys and collectibles all that much, but this is so cool I had to get it. There was a Sonic one, a Mega Man one, and a few other really cool licensed brands, but I'm good with just the one of Master Chief holding the weight of the Xbox One controller and all its mighty weight. So far just found that DualShock PS2 controller. I'm gonna try this a couple more times and hopefully come up with something. I do have that one vendor that I bought the blue PS2 controller from, and he told me to come back, and I am so glad that he said that. You got a lot of stuff. You mind if I just dig through for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't really mess with consoles. How about this one?
Oh, 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that one and the Mario, at least 15.
Now the Mario games are priced a little higher than the other ones, so I decided to pass on those ones, but I pulled out a stack of other games. He wanted $15 for Wii Music. It's one of the only first-party Nintendo titles that I don't have, but considering those go for about $4 or $5.
No.
However, he did have some other things that were worth my time. How much are like these two?
Are those $10 each?
This is super scratched. I don't know if that's gonna work.
The first game is WarioWare, Smooth Moves for the Nintendo Wii. If you haven't played a Wario game before, you've got to try it. These games are especially good multiplayer games. It's so frantic and fast-paced. The sense of humor is so absurd and crazy. The one on the Wii U is like a $200 game now. Yeah. This one is not a $200 game, but it's really worth your time. Awesome. The next game that I picked up was the NES Remix Pack. It has NES Remix 1 and NES Remix 2 on it. These games are really cool, except they're sort of frustrating because I just ended up wanting to play the regular versions of the games that are packed onto it. They take classic Nintendo Entertainment System games like Super Mario Brothers, Excitebike, and they'll sort of do shortened, timed challenges. It's cute, it's a nice idea, but it really didn't hold my attention. I find myself wanting to revisit the games. Another cool thing he had, a GameCube controller. Now this one is a little discolored on the front. You can kind of see here the difference, or maybe you can't. The joystick is relatively tight, the buttons feel good and responsive, and the sticks have the clicky.
I understood that reference.
Now while he did have some GameCube stuff by way of that controller, he did have Amiibos. The 3 Amiibos.
I understood that reference.
These are the first time I've seen Amiibos at a swap meet in quite a long time. I wasn't sure what he's going to price these guys at.
Oh, Pikachu.
These are all from the Super Smash Bros. Series of Amiibos that came out right at the beginning of the Amiibos life cycle.
Ooh, I don't hardly ever see this one.
The other thing he had at his booth was this Toad Wiimote. I've almost never see this Wiimote anywhere out there. I've seen the Yoshi one and the Luigi one and the Mario one and the Bowser and the Peach one. He only wanted $10 for this thing. It is the Wii Motion Plus remote. It was a series of remotes that Nintendo put out for a brief period of time. Really cool. $15, $8 each, $10 each, and the Wii remote for $10. All told, he negotiated down to $65 for everything.
Great score, man. Give me some juice.
One of my favorite resellers was there, and he had his stacks of games out. Let's see if there's any other hidden deals. Oh, and there was. The first one was this complete copy of Sonic Adventure DX. This is basically a director's cut of the Dreamcast version of the same game. $18 for this copy of this game. Absolutely gonna pick that up. There are also a handful of PS2 games I was interested in. He wanted a little more for the bouncer than I was willing to pay, but I was happy with the prices on these guys. First of all was Ratchet and Clank, the original vanilla Ratchet and Clank game that Insomniac released on the PlayStation 2. A definite classic. And then this random RPG, I think, I've never heard of before, called Falling Skies. There's a blue character on the front, so you know it's gonna be quirky and funny at times and bring a little comic relief, I'm guessing. I don't know, it looks like an interesting RPG. Maybe it's terrible, and we haven't heard of it for a reason. But nonetheless, it was there, and it was a good deal. And lastly, there was this copy of Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. So this is turning out to be quite a Metal Gear Solid weekend between my copies of the HD games on the 360, Izzy's copy of the Twin Snakes, which is the better version of this game. This game is in this PlayStation 2 case. Now this is not a reproduction. This is part of a set that was released as a trilogy set on the PlayStation 2. So for Metal Gear Solid 1, these are just PS1 discs. Sir, how much do you want for all your games? How about $60 for all 4 of these? Yeah, I'm gonna do that all day. One of the things I love to do at the swap meets, I love to talk to the vendors and the people who are there and just learn a little bit more about them. Meet Michael.
My name is Michael.
Michael.
Been here for like 8 years already. I used to be a collector of video games. Mine has always been Sony and Nintendo, so I always had everything, but my dad's the one that was the one with all the video game ideas. People always sell to me, or usually I go around too, to see what there is and all that.
I told him about the great deals I'd found at his booth many times, and also especially the week before with those Xenoblade games, and he was like, that's awesome. Keep coming back and find more.
You got these 2 Mega Mans down here. You got Mario Pinball Land right here.
So while I'm at Michael's booth, I've got to definitely see what he's got today, and I certainly found some awesome stuff. Let's start with some N64 games. NFL Blitz 2000. This was a great game on the N64. I think the Dreamcast version is obviously the superior version, but the N64 was a great one still. Not to be outdone is this version of NFL Blitz 2001 for the N64. The N64 had 4 different versions of NFL Blitz on it. Now, NFL Blitz Special Edition was Blockbuster exclusively released game. It is a much harder to find game, and it's not much different than the other versions of the game. In fact, especially on the N64, once you get past the first NFL Blitz game, which is only a 2-player game, they essentially add 4-player multiplayer and then kind of update the rosters and plays a little bit as each successive title comes out. And then Nightmare Creatures. This is a really fun hack and slash game that has a very gory aesthetic, and there's a lot of monsters that you're chopping into pieces and running around the map in this very gothic scenario and setting. The PlayStation 1 version has a better presentation overall, but the fluidity of Nightmare Creatures on the N64 is still a great version of it to play. By today's standards, it doesn't run perfectly by any stretch, but for its time, this was a really fun, although really dark game. So for these 3 N64 games that he originally had priced at $15 each,
I do 12 each.
12 each, so 36.
and then hidden in the nooks and crannies of his booth are some Game Boy Advance games that aren't with the other Game Boy Advance games. I grabbed Mega Man 5 Battle Network Lead Proto Man. Why are these names so long? Now this game is a pretty hard to find game for the Game Boy Advance, cartridge only or with box especially. Mega Man had a bunch of these weird releases that came out when they were really trying to figure out the formula of what's going to happen for the Mega Man series, and they have these kind of RPG style games. I've tried to playing these games, I can't get into them that much.
Would you go any lower than 25 on those two, or are those pretty firm?
20.
20 each?
Yeah.
So 40, 76. 75? Even numbers?
Yeah, even
Okay. All right, cool.
Thank you for the great deals and for hosting a great booth at the swap meet.
What's up, dude?
What up, man?
You're looking beautiful today.
No, that's you.
Let's see what we got. Ooh, Tag Team Racing with the discolored cover.
Obi-Wan right there. That's beautiful. I always love the way it looks from the side.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just like that look.
The green highlights.
Yeah.
Ooh, blocks too. These trade in still. Okay, want to see the worst game? One of the worst games ever made? This guy. You played this before?
I heard about it, but I never pulled the trigger on that one.
Oh!
That was horrible. I'm sorry.
No, that was not horrible. That was pure fire.
You know what I love? A cup of coffee, a walk on the beach, time with my wife and kids, and cheap video games.
Cool.
What are you selling your games for?
They vary in price, man.
Okay.
Which ones are we looking for?
These four.
I'm selling the PlayStation 2s at like 5. Give me a 15 for all four.
$10 for the three of them. One quick little note, if you haven't played the remastered version or the HD version or whatever it is, the new 1 and 2 game that just came out, up to that point, this was I think the best way to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. These games got a graphical upgrade and overhaul, and there's a couple of extra levels once you beat the main campaign of the games. The extra levels aren't that great. The fact that they're here is really cool, and it still looks really great on the original Xbox. You know what I don't love? Old sun-faded games. At some point you just gotta go, hey, $2 each, just get rid of them. I don't know if that's what she's asking for them, but they look like they're in pretty bad shape. And now as I'm heading back to my car, the other reseller booth is all set up and all the games are out, and I'm gonna pick through it one more time and see if I missed anything. First thing I noticed is this copy of King of Fighters 12 for the PS3. He's got it at $30. Now, the King of Fighters games only climb in value in general. $30 is already a really good price for the game, but it still needs to be a little lower for me to be interested in it, so I passed. Hey, deal. Once again, he had another copy of The Suffering on the Xbox, The Ties That Bind. $8, awesome deal on this game. You know, it's kind of weird. In the same way that pixel graphics scratch the itch for retro gamers, PlayStation 1 kind of does that for me with the weird texture warping and the squared, I don't know, there's just a look. So anytime I see PS1 stuff that's of a decent quality, I'm gonna look for it and grab it.
Just found this. He wants 15 for it. Absolutely.
You had Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1. Now, Spider-Man games in general are just going up in value and up in price all the time. $15 for this guy. Complete, tested, plays great. Have you seen this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on the 3DS? I can't tell if this is an alternate cover. $12 is a great price, but I honestly don't know if I'll be playing it that much, so I left it alone for now. You may have seen it, and if you haven't, check out my PlayStation Vita recap video, but I almost never see games in the wild, except today I did. Hot Shots Golf World Invitational. This is a really fun game on the Vita. It's an arcade-style golf game with a minimal implementation of the touch controls. How much do you want for this game? He said, is it sealed? I said, uh-huh. And he goes, $10. Okay. Digging through the Wii stuff, and I come across this copy of Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure. I know nothing about this game. It could be awful. It could be great.
How much on this one? 20?
I think that's a little bit under what it's actually going for. It's really, I didn't get a huge bargain on this one, but I have it.
What? Can you do 50 for everything? So it would be 20, said 15, so 35, 45, and instead of 8, do $5. So $50 for all of it? Yeah. Cool.
Thanks for stopping by Mort's Garage. I hope that you've enjoyed yourself, that this video has brought a little bit of joy into your life for the day. Be kind. It's tough out there right now. Be kind, okay? We need it. Show a little love. Thanks again and have a great rest of your day. Done! Whoa! Not done. I put together a little video of the recording and creation of that theme song you heard at the beginning of this video, and it's right here!
I am Greta Valenti. I am the founder and partner in Grow Vision with Robin Davey and with our band Bo Grigri and the Apocalypse.
You're the guy for the job to help me get this done.
Well, we shall see about that.
You're gonna help me record a jingle or two today.
I am.
Yes.
I have no idea what they're about,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they're fun.
They're about 10 seconds long. Like a bass melody that goes like do 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 do, and maybe like 2 bars of that, and then at the end it goes. There's like almost a 4-hit stop. Dun 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 dun. No big cymbals, just shuffles. That could be vocals doing the bass, like do 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 a do 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 do. So it's really silly, or it could just and a bass guitar. And then I'm thinking of full orchestra too. You know, can you get me a full orchestra with like violin drops and stuff?
Yeah, we'll have to come back to that at a later date.
I take a lot of inspiration from Danny Elfman and just real modest kind of guys like that.
Right.
So that's the kind of what I'm going for here.
Yeah, you are.
Give me a Danny Elfman jingle.
So are you gonna take your shirt off and play guitar?
When I'm 70. That's exactly the idea, though. Yeah, crack, 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 crack. The one right. No, that one keep. That one, yeah. Crack, 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 crack.
Because it doesn't give the break to hear the cracks. You had it.
Yeah, you had it.
Was it right?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have like a click or something you give me?
Do 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 do.
Mort! Hey, Mort! I think I'm gonna do that. Just show on that. We got male rapper vocals. That's what we're going for. That's good.
Excellent.
I love it. Hey, Mort! Go, Mort! Perfect. All right, Greta, for all the recording you've ever done in your life, how does this compare in terms of just satisfying artistic output?
Well, it's definitely the most professional thing I've ever done.
Do you have her as male rapper vocals too?
We are, yes. I'm doubling the male rapper vocal
Sweet.
vibe. Do the do-dos first.
Do. Is it too nice? Like, should I be weird?
Yeah, be a little weirder.
Action.
Wait, I was not in the right key.
I don't think sounding good is the objective too, though.
I'm scared, but we'll see what happens.
Just be a little goofy and do the chipmunk voice.
Okay.
I always wanted to be a chipmunk. If I worked at Disneyland, I could be Chipperdale or Donald. I think those are the short people.
Action.
I could really hear myself. I can only hear myself, like, live.
I don't think you need to hear yourself too much.
It was
I
fine.
couldn't tell if I was chipmunky enough.
Mort! Hey, Mort! Hey, Mort! Go, Mort!
That's perfect. Because they'll weirdly harmonize.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sheba? You a fan?
She does like to be in recordings. She's in a few of our albums.
So we just had to get the flute to match, and this genius right here just figured out how to make these notes and these pitches come together. Well done, Robin.
Oh, well, thank you. Probably some of my finest production ever been involved in.
I just want to say how much I appreciate what Robin's doing right now, because he's editing the dumbest song ever written, and it's coming along beautifully. Mort!